into attaining education. By the time I was 26, I'm happy to share that I had received 2 master's degrees. One from the University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia in public administration, another from Fordham University in New York City in teaching and curriculum. And I share that not to brag about me, I share that to brag about the educators that were a part of my life, from preschool all the way until I graduated from high school. I want to take this opportunity to thank Mr. Diaz, who was my kindergarten teacher that taught me how to read. I want to take this opportunity to thank my 3rd grade teacher, Mrs. Hare, who taught me Greek mythology. And I want to take this opportunity to thank Mrs. Merman, who was my 11th grade teacher that introduced me to art history, which is what I eventually ended up majoring in at UC Santa Barbara. I share this with you because at the heart of Proposition 38 is to replicate my story and my success. The unfortunate part is that's not happening. California ranks 47th in the country as it pertains to per pupil spending. And in fact, the year that I was born in, 1981, the state of California invested $510.33 more per student than the rest of the country. Unfortunately, by 2009, the rest of the country invests $1,577 more per student than California does. And interestingly enough, in 1981, 25% of all students in California were Latinos, so about 1 million. By 2010, we are 51.6% of the entire K-12 population, roughly over 3 million. And so to me, it's problematic that at the time that our K-12 population increased in its diversity coincides exactly with the same time in which education has been disinvested in. And then on top of that, last year, the state of California invested $9 billion in prisons that incarcerate 165,000 inmates versus only $1 billion in 700,000 needy kids. Where are our priorities? And so that's the great thing about Proposition 38. It's sound public policy. For the next 12 years, we will be raising approximately $10 billion annually, with the majority of these funds going directly to schools and to support early childhood education. And in recognition of the fact that our state does face some financial challenges, in the first 4 years, we set aside about 30% of those funds to help with debt relief, therefore freeing up money so that there's no need to enact trigger cuts on higher education and other important services. This is our chance and our time to do things differently for a whole generation of students. And by a show of hands, I'd like to see how many of you were born 1980 onward, if you can please raise your hand. I want everyone else to please give them a round of applause, and here's why. Because the fact is, our generation is going to be the generation that's going to have to make these decisions to move us forward into a better future. Thank you for your time. I know you're hungry. I am too. I'm happy to take any questions.
Any questions for Sandy? Okay, thank you.
Okay, and I have a correction to make. Next, we have Risa Trujillo Cardenas, and she's